Hey. So for the past 2 days, we hosted the Four Legends seminar here in Bangkok at the Sport Authority complex. And it was crazy good and successful. We had 2 days, two separate groups. And having it here in Thailand was really cool because the legends just all got together. They're like buddies and friends anyway. But having them all in one place at one time was totally geeking me out, even though I've trained with all of them separately before. So we had Diesel, who is the king of knees. He is the king of knee fighting, and he's known as sky-piercing knees. And he's one of my favorite people, but he also loves Muay Thai so much, and he has so much passion for everything that I had to introduce for each group. I had to be like, look, you guys, not only are you looking at Diesel's technique when he's trying to show you knees, but you have to show his heart too. Like, you have to train his heart. He only comes forward, because if you kind of like lilyfoot it and try to just like kind of softly teep someone and then kind of close the distance and come in, he gets more amped up. And it's awesome to see him amped up, but he doesn't have a good heart, and his he had heart surgery. He has a great heart, but he doesn't have a healthy heart. And he's had heart surgery, and his lips turn blue, and he can't breathe, and he has to sit down and things like this. So I'm like, you have to meet his energy. You have to like go into kill mode so that he doesn't stand up and demo again how he wants you to like go crush somebody, because he just physically can't handle it. But I love his passion, and I love how excited he gets. And he talked a lot about how, as a knee fighter, you can't train the way everyone else trains. He's like, for any other style, you can train normal. But as a knee fighter, everything has to be hard. Everything has to be strong. You have to do like 4 more rounds than anybody else. Everyone else goes home, and you're on the bag for 2 more rounds crying and like throwing your knees. And that's totally Diesel. And then we also had Karahat, who's my favorite fighter. He's like probably the best Muay Fimo, which is technical fighter ever. He has so many techniques, and he uses all of them, but his fighting style, even though he's Fimo, which often is very evasive, he's always coming forward. Like, his heart is like a Muay Khao fighter, but he just is so slick and small and like kind of like a rubber band, or fighting against a sand hill or something. And he was actually teaching people how to roll your shoulder under someone's clinch grab, which is kind of an introduction to his elbows. He was really, really good with his elbows and cutting people in the clinch. He said he actually started as a clinch and knee fighter, and then became the Muay Thai fighter that he's really famous for when he got to Lumpini. So maybe that's why he has the heart of a knee fighter, and when he gets into the clinch, he's just slicing people up. So he was teaching this like shoulder in roll that was really cool. Namkabuan is one of the most well-rounded fighters. He, in the heart of the golden age, at one of the most competitive weights that there is, 130 pounds, he was Lumpini champion for 6 years at 130 pounds, and nobody took that belt from him in 6 years. He taught a lot of kind of evading kicks and then coming back to attack, or catching kicks and attacking. His style as a fighter is not quite as much of a counter striker as Karahat is, because he's known for plowing people across the ring, because he used to be able to do that. But in Namkabuan's style, he transitions between looking exactly like a boxer and looking like the best kicking fighter you've ever seen, like really fluidly, but he is very like forward pressing. And so to have his like get out of the way, snap back style being taught was really cool to see. Everything with him comes from the waist, like he twists his torso in a way that's really cool. And we had Chat Chai. Sasakun was actually coming up at the same time as these guys in the golden age, cutting his teeth with all of these incredible fighters. He fought all of the best fighters as a Muay Thai fighter when they were all really young, like fighting each other at Lumpini and like making their names. But he's actually most well known for boxing. So he was WBC champion. He lost his belt to Pacquiao in a fight where he actually won the first 7 rounds, and it's just not a good day for him, but incredible fighter. But he was also trainer of the year in 2011 across all sports in Thailand. So any kind of trainer, he was trainer of the year in 2011. I kind of think he should win it every year because I think he's just incredible. The way he teaches and the way he breaks things down and the way he steps back and like lets his students develop their own feeling for what he's teaching is just unreal. And to watch him teaching his balance and weight transfer to people who haven't studied that before. The first time he taught me, I didn't really get it. Like I saw that it was cool and I saw it was really different, but I didn't fully understand it. But then the second time I trained with him, when I actually understood it, it completely changed everything about my Muay Thai. Like it revolutionized it in a really, really good way. So he was a little bit of a like standout in that he was teaching boxing, whereas everyone else was teaching Muay Thai, but it all goes together. You use exactly the same principles of weight transfer and balance in Muay Thai as what he's teaching for boxing. And on the second day, because the group was so much bigger, we had 30 people on the second day, they brought in one of his assistants who is fighting for a WBA world title on the 27th of June, Yodmon Khan, who's actually really, really incredible also. So he was there holding pads for people. But the experience for me was, it was really interesting because I've trained with these guys before and I geek out watching their fights all the time. But again, seeing all of them together in one room was so exciting to me, just like being in a room with legends and how they interact with each other. But then going from station to station and like kind of trying to help translate not only what they're literally saying from Thai to English, but also kind of like look at his feet, watch his waist when he's doing this, look at the weight transfer, like the way you have to watch these guys to see what their technique actually is and how to do it. For me, it was really good to have to break that down, but it was also just exhilarating to have these like 4 stations of 4 completely different fighters teaching their styles and just kind of like, this is an element that's important to me because they just decided what they wanted to teach. I was like, it's entirely up to you. And it was cool to come in contact with so many people who were at the seminar at different levels, because you could see like where the kind of understanding level of each one of them had for where the movement was, or they would kind of like feel it and be like, oh, I really like that, or they'd be trying to do it but their weight was on the wrong foot or something. And it's kind of incredible to see how that information gets translated, because the whole point of me training with these legends is to preserve this legacy, because a lot of these guys don't teach anymore. Of the 4, Chart Chai is the only one who regularly teaches anymore, and it's a shame that these guys do not have tons of students to carry on the knowledge that they have, because they're all such incredible men, which is why you want to be in a room with them. But their styles and techniques, like, it's not about really like this is how you throw a punch, even though that's really cool. It's about how that punch and how you throw it expresses something about you. So to have these completely different trainers all in one place, completely different legends, you're going to feel something with one technique that you don't feel with the other, or with one style that you don't feel with the other, and it's kind of like one snares your heart a little bit more than the others or something. And so for me, bouncing around, like going from station to station to try to like make sure that people understood where to look and what was being said and things like that, I got to kind of like put my toe in the pool of 4 completely different elements, like back and forth. It was incredible. I really hope to do it again. I'd like to get, more legends, different techniques, kind of make this something that can happen in Thailand. I think it's really helpful to have it in Thailand, because then you can pull people, just for a day or something. Nam Kabun came down from Karat for a day, 2 days. So, Hoot Pat Noi, who's golden age fighter, he's really good friends with Diesel Noi, and he showed up just to watch. And I was like, "Do you want to teach?" And he's like, "Maybe next time." So it's cool to be able to like pull these guys and create possibilities to experience them as men and to relay that knowledge at the same time in this kind of like group setting, as when you come to Thailand also do this, which is really exciting. And Emma, my friend Emma, who runs the Under the Ropes blog, came on the first day as one of the participants, and then on the second day she came back to help. She speaks Thai, and was helping translate and again kind of relay the information of like where to look and what technique was being taught, and if a group was uneven she would help out so people could have partners and stuff. And I don't know, it feels like the Muay Thai community in multi-generational, international, like different level. I was very, very happy with it. I was incredibly nervous on the first day because I didn't know like how organized it was going to be, and I just really didn't want something really bad to go wrong where it like didn't work out. But it worked out really great, and the legends were all really happy. Like they wanted to make sure that people had a really good experience, and when I told them that they were super happy about it. So yeah, that was my past 2 days. And definitely looking forward to doing it again. I'm going to talk to Karahat because he's the one who helped me organize it this time. But for sure, this should be part of the Preserve the Legacy project. So thank you to everyone who came. Thank you for people who watched the live feed. I know it was at weird hours, so there were a few people up late watching that. Thank you everyone who's commented about their interest in maybe coming to the next one. Of course, thank you to the Legends for making it happen, and to my official sponsors, Boone Sport, Smack Gym, who was there on the second day. That was totally awesome. And Jay Sue and family are the official sponsors of the Muay Thai Library Preserve the Legacy project. And this is in the heart of that. So, yeah, talk to you guys again soon, and looking forward to the next one.